You're listening to ENGTEVE Podcast, free content to improve your English skills. There are inevitable things in life, things like wind, rain, death, and dirt. There are so many inevitable things that we take them for granted, stack them up against each other, and all the details of our lives that we cannot remember. We use them to make sense of the chaos of all the things beyond our control, things unpredicted and surprising. I found these 13 inevitable things in life from the website She Owns Success, and I'm going to share them with you. The first thing is, change will happen. Change is the only constant in life, from small changes to big life changes. Every day, change happens around us. Some people love change. In fact, some people love change so much. They are always trying to change some aspect of their life. Others don't like uncertainty and prefer things to remain constant. This can make change scary. But whether you sit in one camp or the other, the only thing we can do is accept change. Because change is inevitable and resisting it is futile. So, if you're going through a change in your life, remember the first step to dealing with it is to accept that change is inevitable. And if things don't change now, chances are they will have to change at some point in the future. Number 2, things will come to an end. However long something lasts, another inevitability is that every chapter in life comes to an end. Of course, this doesn't have to be a bad thing, It could be the beginning of something even better. The problem is, you might only realize this after the fact. Things coming to an end can be extremely scary because at the moment we can't always see what's coming up next for us. So we try to cling on to the present and resist moving on. But whether it's the end of a relationship, the end of an era living somewhere, or the end of a business venture, no matter what aspect of your life is coming to an end, the only way to move forwards is to first let go of the past, so you can be fully present in creating your life or your future life. Number 3, you will have disagreements and even conflict. Another thing that is inevitable is that at some point in life, you will have disagreements, and these could even lead to conflict. What you need to remember is that disagreements are a normal part of life, and they are simply a reminder that we are all different individuals. What's important isn't not having conflict, but learning how to manage disagreement and conflict in the right way so that your relationships remain intact. Number 4, you will fail. All of us want to succeed, From childhood, we are rewarded for getting things right. We learn to take tests, pass exams, and do well in school. We want to go through life always succeeding. But failing is an inevitable part of life because things won't always go well. But it's through failure that we learn the most. And the more you fail, the more you learn. If you're not failing, you are not pushing yourself, doing anything new, or getting out of your comfort zone. So, get out there and start failing. In fact, many successful people will say fail often and fail fast. If fear of failure is holding you back from making progress or going for what you want, it might be time to address the issues. According to Psychology Today, some examples of how you can learn to deal with this fear of failure include redefining what failure means to you, expecting good outcomes but not being too attached to them, and making a distinction between real and imagined threats. Number 5. Life will challenge you. Speaking of failure, did you ever have something not go according to plan? Or have everything go wrong at the same time? It happens every time, right? Life can have a funny way sometimes, and at times it will feel like you are falling apart at the seams with everything going against you. When it happens, as hard as it is, take heart and remember everything will come to an end, even this. As that famous quote goes, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get back up. Number 6, people will surprise you. Another inevitable aspect of life is that no matter how well you know someone, at some point, everyone will surprise you. For better or worse, it's inevitable. This doesn't mean don't trust anyone. It just means you should keep your eyes and ears open and never assume you know everything about someone. Instead, keep an open mind, and when something tells you who they are, listen. Number 7, you will experience fear. Fear is a very powerful emotion. We all know that the purpose of fear is to keep us safe. Unfortunately, fear is also one of the biggest obstacles that hold many of us back from achieving our goals. Number 8, you will make mistakes. Perfectionism is another factor that can hold you back from making progress. But expecting perfection can be destroying because there's no such thing, however perfect someone might seem. We all make mistakes, from the most minor to the more serious. It's inevitable that you will make mistakes. What's important is learning from them. Number 9, you will miss an opportunity. Do you ever look back and think, if only I act sooner? If only I went for it? If only I stuck things out a little longer? If only is a sign of missed opportunities. At some point, we all miss an opportunity for one reason or another. Maybe we are too afraid. Maybe we are, indecisive and don't act quick enough. Or maybe we just procrastinate and the time passes us. Whatever the reason, there's nothing worse than knowing you have missed out. How can you stop this from happening, or at least ensure it happens as little as possible? By taking action, by listening to your intuition, and sometimes going for things even if they're scary, unknown, and outside your comfort zone, sometimes even if it's uncharted territory. Number 10, time will pass quicker than you think. I totally agree with this one. Time waits for no man. Time marches on. Time never stands still. Lots of sentiments to state the same point. Time, marches on. No matter how much time you think you have, it will pass quicker than you expect. And this means that every minute is important and every minute is precious. It's easy to waste time doing things that don't enrich our lives. Complaining, watching TV, saying we will start working towards our goals tomorrow. All the time, all the while, time is moving on. Rather than letting time slip away, get clean on what you want from life and spend time every day working towards it. Work on your side hustle. spend time with people you love and who add to your life, read a book, read a good book, and get out and meet new people. 11. Getting old will happen. When it comes to fear, there's one fear that a lot of us have in common, and that is the fear of getting old. But getting old is inevitable, guys. What this means is that we must make decisions that our older selves will thank us for. This doesn't mean not taking any risks, but making some decisions that will benefit you long term. Number 12. Death will come. As well as getting old, that is inevitable. But this just means we should all try and live life as fully as possible. I often ask myself as well, if I were to die now, what would I do? How do you want to be remembered? What legacy do you want to leave behind? And this is the last one. 13. You will regret taking something for granted. Finally, when it comes to the things that are inevitable, taking things for granted is something we have all been guilty of at one point or another. Whether it's taking a relationship for granted or taking for granted how many opportunities you have, or even taking your strengths and skills for granted, we all do it. To this end, make time for gratitude every day, everyone. Taking time to think about the things you have to be thankful for will not only keep you grounded, but it will also make you so much happier. Because once we truly acknowledge how blessed we are, it's hard not to be happier for it. I think it's very good that we all can realize all inevitable things in life, so that we know how to manage ourselves and how can we handle and prepare for them. See you next episode, everyone. Thank you very much.